Silence is better than meaningless words. In modern life, we are constantly surrounded by noise, a world where everyone seems to have something to say, something to share. Social media, text messages, daily conversations, all make us feel compelled to constantly express our emotions, thoughts, successes, or struggles. However, according to the Buddha's teachings, not everything is meant to be spoken. He once said, "Silence is better than meaningless words." Words, if not chosen carefully, can become invisible blades. Meaningless speech not only dilutes the value of communication, but can also spread misunderstanding, conflict, and even suffering, to ourselves and to others. When we speak too much, we are more likely to say the wrong things, to speak unnecessarily, or to reveal what should have remained within. In contrast, timely silence brings peace, deep observation, and inner clarity. Buddhism emphasizes right speech, speaking only what is true, necessary, kind, and beneficial. If your words lack these qualities, silence becomes the wiser choice. Silence is not weakness or avoidance, it is the sign of mindfulness and inner strength. Silence is a chance to listen, to others and to yourself. In silence, we connect more deeply with consciousness, discovering what truly matters and what is merely passing. Sometimes, a look of understanding or a gentle smile carries more weight than 1,000 spoken words. Remember, you don't always have to speak. Sometimes, silence is the highest expression of wisdom. 1. Inner peace, keep it for yourself. Peace is not something to be found in the outside world. It is the fruit of inner cultivation, a journey of letting go, accepting, and living mindfully in each moment. In Buddhism, peace arises from non-attachment, not chasing praise or fearing criticism, not clinging to success or resisting failure. Yet often, we feel tempted to share our moments of peace, not out of vanity, but from a desire to be heard, to be understood. But oversharing can quietly drain the very serenity we cherish. When we open our hearts, we also invite external energies in. Others' reactions, whether intentional or not, may sow seeds of doubt, jealousy, judgment, or disharmony. Even a single careless comment can stir the still waters of our mind. The Buddha taught that peace should be guarded like a sacred temple in the heart. Not everyone is meant to enter. Share your presence, your stillness, and your compassion, but not every corner of your soul needs to be exposed. Some things are more beautiful when kept within. Some feelings are deeper when left unsaid. Let peace be a gift you give yourself. It doesn't need to be understood or praised, only held with sincerity and depth, to nourish you with each mindful breath, each grounded step. 2. Negative thoughts, don't rush to share them. The human mind is like a garden. When you plant seeds of gratitude, compassion, and understanding, it flourishes. But if you let weeds of negativity, blame, envy, resentment, take root, your inner world becomes tangled and exhausted. The Buddha said, "Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts." Left unchecked, negative thinking becomes a silent source of suffering, not only for yourself but for those around you. In moments of frustration, we often reach out to unburden ourselves, hoping that saying it aloud will ease the weight. But words don't always bring relief. Every complaint, criticism, or blame is an arrow you may fire into your own peace. Worse still, if the listener lacks understanding or compassion, they might mirror back judgment, or absorb and amplify your negativity. Buddhism teaches right speech, truthful, kind, and purposeful words. Before speaking, ask yourself, is this necessary? Does it bring peace? Will it hurt anyone? If not, silence is the compassionate choice. Instead of sharing negativity, learn to transform it, through mindful breathing, meditation, or writing your thoughts down to gain clarity. Once the mind has settled, your words will carry healing instead of harm. Words are energy. A single negative word can wilt a spirit, but one mindful silence can protect a whole field of peace. 3. Personal vulnerabilities, share wisely. Everyone has their tender spots, fears, past wounds, missteps, and moments of confusion. Sharing them can bring relief, even healing. But not everyone deserves access to your most private truths. The Buddha taught that compassion must be paired with wisdom. Even when you feel ready to open your heart, you must also discern the right time, the right person, and the right intention. Some people listen not to understand, but to judge, to exploit, or to measure you. What you hoped would heal you may instead deepen your hurt. Buddhism encourages introspection, knowing yourself deeply before rushing to reveal your pain. When your inner foundation is still shaky, even a soft breeze of opinion can cause you to falter. Sometimes the real disappointment isn't in being misunderstood, but in trusting someone who wasn't ready to hold your truth. Remember, vulnerability is part of being human, but not every soul should see it. Like an unopened flower, it needs shelter from harsh winds and harsh light. Your delicate parts deserve to be held with care and silence. If you choose to share, choose someone with a spacious heart, one who listens without judging, who keeps your words safe. Otherwise, let silence and self-compassion remain your refuge. 4. Future plans, let actions speak. On the path of mindfulness, the Buddha reminded us that attachment to the future breeds suffering. When we fixate on what hasn't happened, we feed anxiety, pressure, and illusion. One habit that entangles us in this trap is speaking too much about what we plan to do. When you speak of your dreams and goals, you plant expectations, in others and in yourself. These expectations quickly become burdens. You feel you must succeed, must meet deadlines, must prove something. But life is ever-changing. What feels right today may no longer fit tomorrow. Worse, premature sharing may invite skepticism, envy, or meddling. Unwanted advice, judgmental glances, or a simple "so have you done it yet?" can shake your resolve. In Buddhism, humility and quietness are signs of deep wisdom. A new plan is like a seed, best nurtured in silence, away from storms and curious eyes. Let your actions speak clearly. Let your results answer all questions. Walk your path with steady, mindful steps. When your moment of success arrives, it will speak volumes, without a single word spoken. 5. Acts of kindness, let the fragrance spread in silence. In a world obsessed with image and validation, kindness can be turned into currency for praise. People take photos of their charity, record their good deeds, and broadcast them widely, hoping to feel appreciated or appear righteous. But in the Buddhist view, true kindness seeks no spotlight. The Buddha said, even a small good deed should be done, but not to be seen. A genuine act of compassion carries its own healing energy. You don't need an audience, because the real reward is the quiet joy within, a peace that no outside approval can replace. When we rush to share our good deeds, the ego sneaks in, wanting recognition, applause, or moral superiority. Though the act remains useful, its purity fades. Humility is the ground of all noble virtues in Buddhism. The more we give silently, the more we expand compassion and reduce the ego's grip. Let every good deed be a wordless prayer, a soft fragrance in the air, unseen, yet unmistakably felt. This is the true strength of kindness, when it moves the world without needing credit. Eventually, you'll realize, the most beautiful reward isn't applause, but the peace of knowing you lived from the heart, whether anyone noticed or not. Silence is not avoidance, it is a form of wisdom and compassion. In a noisy world where everyone wants to speak, the courage to hold something sacred within is an act of strength. We don't need to reveal everything, explain everything, or prove our worth. Certain things, like inner peace, negative thoughts, personal wounds, future plans, and quiet kindness, become more sacred, more whole, when preserved in mindful silence. The Buddha said, in silence, the mind finds light. So instead of rushing to speak, learn first to listen to yourself. Let silence be fertile ground where insight, compassion, And true peace can grow. Choosing what to say is wise. But choosing what to hold in silence, that is spiritual maturity.